Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing a check-in for my year-long project pan. If you are new, welcome. I'm very excited that you are here. I am actually doing a project pan that spans the course of the whole year. What I've done is I have taken the alphabet and chosen a product with a shade name that corresponds with each letter and then set goals for myself as far as what I want to see as far as usage for the year. Officially, we are a quarter of the way done with the year, which is mind-blowing. I cannot believe that it is already April. I know, so many of us say that every single year, but it's true. It's true. I can't believe it. So let's stop rambling and let's get into my progress so far. Now, I do typically take tally marks to keep track of how many times I've used each of these products. I don't think that all of my tallies are correct this month, I'll be honest. I've been doing tons and tons of traveling for work, and I don't think that I have kept up with the tallies while I'm on travel because some of my numbers don't add up. Like I don't have as much usage for as many days as I was gone, and I didn't go makeup free any of those days, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but we'll roll with it. So for the letter A, we have my Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked. So my goal is to hit pan on something in this palette. This is where I am right now. Honestly, to me, it looks very similar to the way that it did last month. I used this a total of 7 times over the course of the month, so it doesn't surprise me that it looks the same. So yeah, not great progress there, but again, I was traveling, so what are you gonna do? As far as my Becca Brightening Under Eye, this I've actually used a lot of. I'm actually really impressed that I've used it as much as I have. I've actually used this a total of 22 times, which is awesome. I think I might be close to hitting jar. Now this is just a deluxe sample size, but there's still a good amount of product in here, so I am really impressed with my usage there. This is my Becca bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. This I used also 22 times, and we have pan! Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how excited I am to see the pan in the bottom of this container. Last year, I tried to pan the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and you guys, it took me the whole year of consistent usage just to hit pan. And this one, I only took a quarter of the year to do so. So that tells me that I might be able to actually finish this by the end of the year, which would be incredible because I'm pretty sure that my goal was only to hit pan on this based on my experience with the Too Faced one. But I see no reason to stop now, so I'm going to keep on rolling and maybe actually finish that up before the end of the year. Now E, we're not on E, we're on D. Get it together, Ashley. So this is by Bareminerals. This is my Moxie lip gloss in the shade Daredevil. And I have some more usage. I think I got a little really fat with my line there, so it makes it look like I haven't got as much progress as I did, but I used this a total of 8 times over the course of the month, so I'm actually pretty impressed with my usage overall with this. I'm bad about lip products and using them consistently, as you'll see a little bit later, but I'm really proud of myself for my usage there, so that is awesome. Now E is one that I had already used up, so let's move on to F, which was my MAC Fix Plus, and you guys, she is empty. She is completely empty. I used her a total of 8 times before she was gone. I actually ran out of her on the 12th of the month. So this is one that is out of my project, and I am super excited to have a used up product. Now for G, I have this mini liquid lipstick from Juice Beauty in the shade Gwyneth. It's very, very pretty, but I only used it 3 times over the course of the month, so there is no change, and I'll be honest with you, I had thought that this would be packaging that you could see change through, but I don't think so, because this, over the course of the project, I've actually used this 7 times already, and I don't see any change, so I think this is going to be one that when it runs out is going to be a little bit of a surprise, because it's not going to show it in the way that the lip gloss did, which for tracking progress is kind of a bummer, but that's okay because it's just a little bitty one. For H is my Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. And this one is also completely empty. She is all gone. I pulled the little mesh thing out and she's completely gone. I used this a total of 12 times in order to use it up completely, and I actually ran out of this on the 14th of the month. So I have another product that is done and gone, which is awesome. So for the letter I have my Marc Jacobs Invisible Primer. And this is where we are at now, this little line right here. This is the one that I focused on more so than the other primer that's in this project. But even then, I only used it a total of 15 times in the course of the month. And again, that's because I've been traveling so much in the month of March, and I'm going to be traveling still a lot in the month of April. And this being in a heavy glass bottle is not one that I take traveling with me. So it's not going to get as much use as it would ordinarily when I'm home. But I'm still happy with the progress that I'm making. I'm trying to use as much up. I'll probably stop using it in April. Even though I am pretty dry, I do sweat more, obviously, in the warmer months. And here in the Carolinas, we're already starting to see that warmer weather. So at that point, I'll probably move over to the other primer in this project and then pick it back up again once the weather cools down, but we'll see. So for the letter J, I have a mini Marc Jacobs lipstick in the shade J'adore. And this is what we are looking like right now. I only used this a total of 7 times this month, so it doesn't have a ton of progress. And I'll be honest with you, lip products are really difficult for me to use through, and I'm finding that I am getting a little bit bored of the lip products that are in this project because I've been using them so much. And I found that while I was on travel, I actually purchased a couple of different lip products, and it's almost like an act of rebellion, right? Because I have this panner's guilt when I don't use the products that are in my project, but at the same time, I'm like, you can't stick me in a box. I will use what I want to use. So it's been kind of this weird back and forth. And the same is going to be true for K, which is also a mini Marc Jacobs lipstick. This is in the shade Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. This month I only used it once. So it's got no visible progress on it either. I'll get there, guys. At least I hope that I will. I think for me, part of the other thing that is a bit discouraging is when I do use it at what I feel like is a ton, and then I don't see any change on the paper when I go to mark the lines. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? As far as L, this is my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I don't think I remarked to the bottle because I only used it twice. So this is still the Marc from last month. I don't know why I don't use it more. I mean, the travel stuff aside, obviously, but I don't know. I don't think about it because I used through my Fix Plus. It seems like the natural progression would be to move over to the Tatcha, but for some reason I just haven't. And it's not that I dislike the product. I don't know what's keeping me from using it. So I'll have to kind of think about that and fix it, I guess. So for the letter M, I have my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Muse. Again, you're not seeing much progress for a couple of reasons. First of all, I only used it 3 times over the course of the month, but also this is an older one in my collection, and so it's not as squishy and bouncy. So even though I'm really going in there, it's not showing any progress, and it's hard to kind of pick up the color on my fingers. So that is why you're not seeing a lot of change in it. N is also a small little deluxe sample size of a Bobbie brown lipstick in the shade Neutral Rose. I used this a total of 4 times over the course of the month. I think I actually used it more than that, if we're being honest. This is kind of one of my go-to ones because it's very easy to put on. I can do it without a mirror. It's quick and easy. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. So I don't think I marked down all of the times that I used it, but even then it would only have been maybe 3 or 4 times outside of this. But there was no there wasn't a lot of real progress on the paper, so that's why I'm not showing it to you either. So for O, this is the shade Opal. This is my Bareminerals Rescue Complexion. This is a totally opaque bottle that you cannot see through. I was taking weights on it, but I can't figure out what I've done with my scale, so I don't have a new weight for you. It couldn't have changed too much because I've only used it 5 times over the course of the month, but fail there on my part for a couple of reasons, I guess. For Q, this is the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick in the shade Queen Bee. Not seeing any changes because I only used it twice. Yep. Alright, Rosebud is for the letter R. This is a lip liner. I've used it twice, so again, we're not going to measure it on the paper because why waste your time? Alright, S is my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I'll be honest, I only used this once this month. This is what we are looking like right now. Like I said before, I'm really been focusing on the Marc Jacobs one. Plus, I've been traveling a ton. I know that is old news at this point. So this is also one that I don't take with me on travel because it is a little bit more bulky. But I have no doubt that I will work through it by the end of the year. So for the primers, I'm not overly concerned. I'm not trying to be very concerned about the lip products. The next two, though, that are actually the next 1, 2, 3 products that I have coming up are ones that I do have genuine concerns over actually being able to meet my goal. One of which is this Sally Hansen nail polish in the shade Theraputer. This is a beautiful nail polish. I love the color, I love the formula, but I'll be honest, I didn't use it once this month, and that's because I didn't paint my nails once this month. I have just been so incredibly busy that I just haven't had the time or the energy. So no progress there. Now this, on the other hand, I have used and used and used and used and used and used. This is my Tarte blush in the shade Unstoppable. I have used it a total of 18 times over the course of the month. Again, I don't think that's actually right. I think it's been a few more times than that, but I just, for whatever reason, forgot to write them down. I use this a ton and it does not ever look any different. You can still see the pattern in there. So I am genuinely concerned that I will not hit pan by the end of the year, which was, I think, my goal. I don't think that I was crazy enough to think I could actually use it all up. I think I just wanted to hit pan, but guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Now the next product is the one that will never die. Holy buckets, man. So this is my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, because talking, in the shade Vanilla. I used this a total of 23 times this month, and it is still going strong. I pulled the stopper last month, and it's just going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and it's not fun to use right now because it's kind of thick and gloopy. I guess because I pulled the stopper out, it's getting more air into it than it would ordinarily. I really hope that I can finish this in April. And don't misunderstand. I love this product. This is probably one of my very favorite concealers, and clearly you get bang for your buck because this goes on forever. It's, I think, just because it's the end that I'm not enjoying using it as much, but it is definitely something that I will repurchase in time once I work through some of my other concealers. But this is a great product. It's just, it's going on forever. For the letter W, we have a deluxe sample size of the Bite Beauty liquefied lipstick in the shade Whip. I used this twice. It's beautiful. Again, I've got a lot of lip products in this project as well as in the other project pan that I'm working on. So there's only so many times that you can use it in the month, but it's only a deluxe sample size, so I have full confidence that I can use it by the end of the year. The one that I don't think I actually set a goal for myself on is this full-sized Bareminerals. This is the shade XYZ. This is, I can't remember the formula name, but it's just a matte liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry down 100%. I feel like it's very similar in formula to the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips. But I really like it. I love the color. I used it once this month. Again, lots of lip products. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Alright, so for the letter Y, this is my Use a Double Lotion by Arborian. I really thought that I would be finished with it, but we do still have this much left down here. So in the month of April, we should finish it up, but that's what I said about March. So we'll see. Over the course of the month, I did use it a total of 24 times. So I feel like that's good. And then we've got the letter Z. This is my highlighter. This is my Persona Cosmetics Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma. I used this 17 times over the course of the month. I think you can see a bit of a dip starting in there. My goal is only to hit pan on this. I think I will, but as with any highlighter, you know, it's going to be slow going, especially with me. I don't go in super heavy handed, especially when I'm on travel, because I need to go for more conservative looks. But I love this highlighter. I'm thrilled that I'm getting so much use out of it. So that is, in my opinion at least, a win for sure. Alright, so the last thing that we're going to talk about in my Project Pan update is my unofficial Pan That palette. Now, I say unofficial because I'm not being super strict with myself on using it. I have a ton of eyeshadow. I'm an eyeshadow junkie. I love it. And the thought of just restricting myself to one palette for the year doesn't work for me. It doesn't make me happy. But I wanted to see how far I could get in this Lorac Mega Pro 4 over the course of the year. And so this is what we're looking like now. So as you can see, I have hit pan in another shade up here. Where are you? There we go. This shade right here is in the shade Butterscotch. So I do have a good amount of pan going in there. And then Pink Peony, which is over here, is just about gone. So once I get done with this video here, I'm actually going to go ahead and repress that one so that it makes it easier, because right now being in the corners, it's difficult to get to. It's just what I use to set my eyeshadow base every month. But I do have some decent dips going in some of the other shades as well. So that's what we're looking like there. I don't know what shade I think that I would be able to hit pan on next, because I don't have deep enough dips to think that I'll hit pan on it on anything next month, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that is everything for this update on my year-long Project Pan. If you are working on a Project Pan, I would love to know how it's going for you, if you feel like you're doing well or if you've hit a couple of roadblocks. And also, I'd love to know what you do to help stay motivated within your Project Pans, especially if you're like me and you tend to get bored really easily. Let me know what you do to help keep yourself on track. If you have enjoyed this video and like Project Pans, and I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.